A little bit of a clip show, but I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I've had some people come by and say I should have. So I want you to look at this still shot here. And I'm going to show you in just a minute where we're going with this. I'm going to try to keep this in all continuity. You see right here, this surround, this is this radio, TR4. The odds of you finding any of this stuff is like 0. You might find some stuff on eBay and you're going to pay. It's going to be payday. So what we're going for here is making this look better. Now I did not make this, and if you look right there, you'll see where we're going here in just a minute. So this just looked like hell, that looked like hell. So okay. Beep. So luckily I took some pictures and sent to Mick showing what I was doing. So here's that surround when I started with it almost. It was cracked right here and right here, and it looked all rusty and crusty and terrible, but it does hold a modern radio. And so anyway, that's what it looked like, and you can see where I was welding. I'll show you more in just a second. Beep. Just a little bit of a close-up. It was just completely snapped off on both sides. Beep. This is the other side, and I have learned it took me a minute to learn it, but I did. That welded metal is very hard. It's harder than the original metal. Learn that on that crazy Corvette. On that stupid rear axle cover. I tried to tap the stuff. You're asking for trouble, but you can tell this is kind of sloppy, but it ended up looking pretty good. Okay, let's go to live action. Bing. I wasn't going to make a video about this, and I don't even know if it's going to turn out, because I really just didn't think it was big enough to worry about. But I think it might be 1964 TR4, and let me just a long time ago. So let me get all this stuff off. So let me point out what's going on here. Okay, see those, I mentioned this on a previous video, but this surround here, and I just put it together, and I was showing it to somebody and I said, you need to talk about it, but it was cracked right here, and I'll show you the pictures. I'll have to kind of do the pan mess, but it was cracked right there, and it was all rusty and terrible looking, and the brass screws had gone all kind of wonky on me. So I polished them and I clear coated them with some headlight stuff. This is what I had. And so see, I put that piece of wood over there to hide the sides, and then that's my driving light right there, or my single, you know how British cars are, they got the single driving light or fog light. You can have one or both. But this was nasty looking, as you'll see, as you saw in the still shots, and I'll just do that and talk about it. But powder coated it, and I just did some work, and she's working fine, and that's just about it. But I guess the moral of the story is, if you think you ought to make a video, you just might as well go ahead. And let's see, the clock is not running. That means the video is let me walk around. I'll show you a couple other little things. I'll have to mention it. Things, but I got some heavier, looks like the sun's setting, huh? I got some heavier fuses. Now this door's supposed to make this sound. I always tell that, don't worry about that cracking noise. It's supposed to make that sound. It's supposed to do that. So I think I mentioned this before, but I got a 50 ampere on that, a 400 on the battery. Make sure that's off. But I put a 81 right here. That's what that is. So I got a bunch of 80 amp ones. The 50 I blew out on the truck, so I kind of wanted to test those. But that's, you know, this is it. So I can go to work on the Healy now and do my little electrical things over there. Guess I'm just going to keep making videos about it if Erico can make the same wheel bearing and thing, I watched Rain Man make a video on doing brakes, so I guess I can do the same thing. Don't want to bore you to pieces, but I guess it matters. So anyhow, oh, and I was talking to Freeman. He's pretty good. He's had that old C10 truck he found in a barn, and I was telling him about this distributor. That's a $400 distributor. When I got this thing, it had some kind of aftermarket mess on it, and it stranded me. So remember the old lady I had to park in her yard, and she got mad. I said, well, what do you want me to do? You got a distributor on you? Well, I got company coming. Well, can I stay? No. Anyway, this is a $400, almost brand new Lucas distributor. And so I had to get that. And there's a little tiny Woodruff key goes in there. You can't drop that, you get no oil pressure. But I had a friend that got a Mallory and put on there. But Freeman lost his oil pressure, and it's because he got an aftermarket distributor and he put too many gaskets under it and brought it too high up. It wasn't driving the oil pump. So I've seen that happen on aftermarket distributors, and so I remember the guy, I won't say his name, but he said, I'm going to get a Mallory. I'm going to get a fancy distributor. And so he got one, and he just laughed at me for spending $400 on that thing. But it did come with the vacuum advance. Oh, and I just did this new routing of the that little copper line is a vacuum line. So he got about 50 or 60 miles from his house with this new fancy Mallory distributor, and it stranded him. It went out. Cost him $400 to get towed home. Nobody wanted to tow him. So I said, well, you can either get a distributor or you can get towed. It's all up to you. And he said, I'm not going to use those old points. Ain't nothing wrong with them old points. I might knock the fans and other things in it, but points are fine. Watch Uncle Tony. He'll show you the experiment on it. Okay, well that's it. It's you can tell the sun's getting low. And but anyway, that looks a lot better than it did. It's kind of old, rotten steel and rusty. So, all right, let's drop the bonnet and go in. And thanks for watching, sharing time with me. And if I can do it, you can do it.